Hi, I'm Mad Maish with Warranty Forever. I want to spend a few minutes of time today going over our training manual with you and the ins and outs of what makes our program so successful and so vastly different from some of the other lifetime powertrain warranties that exist in America today. Now, I'm not going to read through this training manual word by word for you, as you're more than capable of doing that for yourself. What I would like to do is spend a few minutes of time going over some of the highlights and some of the features, again, that make our program unique. Let's get started. The name of our company is National Automotive Experts, or NAE for short. A couple of things about our organization we would like you to be aware of. First and foremost, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio, and our hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. The idea behind that is we want to be here when you guys are here. When you need our help, we understand your customers need a solution right now, not tomorrow or next week, but right now. Our hold times are the best in the industry, of which we are very proud. Less than 15 seconds, and many times you'll see that even falling under 10 seconds. When you need to speak to someone, we're going to put you in touch with a car person inside our office in Cleveland, less than 15 seconds. No waiting around, no overseas call centers, just a solution to your problem right now. Another thing to be aware of on page 1 of the manual is that our program is backed by an insurance company. You're going to hear me talk a few times as we go through this process about the fact that we understand that we are not the only lifetime powertrain warranty in America. Now, we were first, and there's obviously some branding significance that goes into that, but I'm going to tell you, most importantly, how you can quantify to your customer why the program that you have in your store is the best in America today. One of those reasons is simply the fact that we are backed by Assurant. Assurant is an A-plus rated insurance company based out of Florida. $31 billion in assets, 13,000 employees, and they've been around for 100 years. Why is that important? Well, at the end of the day, if something were to happen to your dealership, or something to happen to our company back in Cleveland, as far as your customer is concerned, that warranty is going to go on for as long as they own their vehicle. Assurant promises calls will be answered, claims will be adjudicated, and that transition will be seamless. Now, there again are other programs that exist in America, many of which are what we call dealer obligor, meaning the dealership backs the program. Well, I don't have to tell you guys what probably happens to that warranty if that dealership goes out of business. In those cases, of course, the warranty would go right along with it. Moving on to page 2. As far as the intent of our program is concerned, it's pretty simple. Our program is designed to touch all 3 major departments within your dealership: sales, service, and finance. We give you an opportunity to differentiate yourselves from your competition. Nobody cares about what makes us the same. They care about what makes us different. Draw more customers, sell more vehicles, and of course, one of the hardest things to do in our business today is holding gross. I'll show you a few ways that if you put our program to work for you, you'll hold more gross on every vehicle you sell. I'll talk about some of the advantages to your F&I department, some of the advantages to your service department, and of course, some of the advantages to your sales department as well. When I first learned about this program, one of my colleagues asked a question inside of the dealership one day of what would you do if when you were driving into the dealership this morning, alongside the road, you saw a purple cow? Well, I thought to myself, that's a pretty strange question, but the more I thought about it, the more I understood where he was coming from. Because the fact is, if you saw a purple cow on your way into the store this morning, most likely you'd stop, take a picture, Snapchat, send somebody a text, but the reality is you'd take notice of it. Why? Because it's different. It's new, it's different, and it's exciting. On the 30th day in a row when you drove by that same cow, you might not do anything. You may just keep driving. At that point, it may be old hat. But when it's new and it's different and it's exciting, it stands out. Guys, Warranty Forever is your purple cow. For your customer, it's new, different, and exciting. Now, I understand that in our best stores, and hopefully in the relationship that we have with your store, we're looking to develop a long-term relationship and a long-term partnership with your dealership. In that case, one of the risks we run is that monotony can set in over time. It becomes part of our culture, which is so important inside the store, but at the same time, that leaves us the opportunity or the exposure, if you will, to saying, yeah, we have Warranty Forever, it's been here forever, and the thought process that goes along with that translates a message to your guests that, oh yeah, it's an oh by the way. For our customer to truly see the value and understand the value in the program, they have to understand that it's a big deal to you. If it's a big deal to you, it will be a big deal to them, much like the purple cow. Now, as far as increased opportunities within the sales department, As I travel around the country, and my colleagues and I are out in America 50 weeks out of the year, from coast to coast, talking to personnel within dealerships much like yourselves, oftentimes we'll ask a question to our new dealers, and that is, give me a few reasons why people come to your dealership to buy a vehicle. Well, oftentimes the answer we hear, well, we're family owned and operated, been in business for 50 years, we're actively involved in our community, we have the best brands, our service department is the best, our people are the best around. Guys, all of those are important. They're all valid reasons why individuals go to a dealership to buy a car. But at the same time, they're also all the same. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, nobody cares about what makes us the same. They care about what makes us different. Guys, what makes you different in your store, in your dealership, is Warranty Forever. That's the one thing that sets us apart. Because I don't care what your brand is, whether it's Ford or General Motors or Chrysler Dodge or whatever it might be, the cars that come to your dealership from the manufacturer are all created the same. There is no difference between the ones that come off the assembly line to our store versus our competitors down the street. So what makes us different, what makes us stand out, is the fact that we provide a lifetime powertrain warranty. And again, guys, that means your engine, your transmission, and your drive system are going to be covered for as long as you own that vehicle at no cost to the customer. All they do is service the vehicle as per the guidelines set forth in the owner's manual. I mentioned earlier that the program is designed to impact all three major departments inside the store. From a finance standpoint, a couple of different things to be aware of if you are an F&I producer. One thing, this is a powertrain warranty. Well, the powertrain makes up 17% of the components on a vehicle. What that means is that 83% of the components within the car remain uncovered by Warranty Forever. Why does this matter? Because we train your F&I individuals to use this program as a springboard to sell product that covers those other things. That other 83% can be covered by service contracts, which of course is where they make a living. Three things that our program does not cover: car rental, towing, and roadside assistance. The reason behind that is twofold. One, quite obviously to help keep the cost of the program down. Secondly, and probably more importantly, is we don't want to step on the toes of your F&I producers. We understand how they make a living. We want to teach them to use this program as a springboard to sell additional product. Many of those products will cover car rental, towing, and roadside assistance. As far as your service department is concerned, driving customer retention is priority one with Warranty Forever. We understand that if we can drive your customer back to your service department to service their vehicle on a regular basis, our likelihood of bringing that customer back as a long-term partner of ours goes up considerably. Customer retention with Warranty Forever is priority one, and making sure that your customer services their vehicle, not only servicing it, but servicing it back at your store, is one of the things that this program concentrates most heavily on. A few things to understand from page 5 in regards to program details. Warranty Forever is designed to give customers a reason to buy from your dealership and gives them a reason to come back for all of their needs moving forward. Keep in mind there are a couple of things to be aware of. A vehicle can never have more than 100,000 miles on it at the time of sale. So I always tell people, if your car has 99,999 on the odometer, you better take your test drive in reverse. A claim will never be turned down for a pre-existing condition. Again, one of the things that makes our program stand out. Now guys, we can't cover every vehicle as much as we might like to. There are a few exclusions for this program that help keep the cost of that program in check. First of all, commercially used vehicles do not qualify for the program. Now we don't really care how the vehicle is titled. We're more concerned with how is it being used. Now I'll give you an example. If you were a lawyer and you wanted to purchase an everyday driver for your spouse to drive around town, but wanted to put it in the law firm's name because it provided you with a tax benefit at the end of the year, we're perfectly good with that. Now, if that vehicle all of a sudden shows up with magnets on the side that kind of turn the vehicle into a rolling billboard for the law firm, now all of a sudden it is being used commercially and it's no longer eligible. Another exception to be aware of are vehicles with aftermarket non-OEM enhancements to the vehicle. Now the rule to remember in this case is quite simple. If the manufacturer is okay with it, we're okay with it. But if it were to exceed a threshold that would void the manufacturer's powertrain coverage, then it will void Warranty Forever as well. As an example, a lot of times people want to put a lift on a Jeep or a truck. As long as it stays within the threshold of what the manufacturer says as far as how high you can lift that vehicle, we're going to be okay with it. Once it exceeds the threshold set forth by the manufacturer and voids their warranty, it will void ours. As far as we're concerned, what the manufacturer says is always going to be the gospel. In addition to the excluded vehicles that we spoke of a few moments ago, there are a few specific brands, makes, and models that we are unable to cover with the program. Most of the time, I tell folks these are the cars we all wish we could have, but we can't afford to. Typically, as you can see, they're going to be your exotics, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Vipers, Maseratis, things of this nature. Now, invariably, whenever I bring this up, someone will always point out the Daewoo, as the Daewoo typically is not the car we all wish we could have, but can't afford to, but nonetheless, it is on the list as well. Commercially used vehicles, as we mentioned a moment ago, are not covered, nor are vehicles with over 100,000 miles at the time of sale. What are the maintenance requirements with Warranty Forever? Well, they're really quite simple. Warranty Forever requires that the customer maintain their vehicle as per the agreement. This simply states that they must do the customary maintenance inside the owner's manual and make sure they are abiding by all time and mileage intervals from an oil change standpoint. A general rule is, if your manufacturer recommends that a conventional motor oil be used, 6 months or 7,500 miles is the longest you can go in between oil changes. If the manufacturer, as most do now, recommend a synthetic or a synthetic blend, then 12 months or 10,000 miles is the limit. Now, we do provide a grace period of 1 month or 1,000 miles on all understood services as we go forward. Again, we're not trying to void customers from the program. We're trying to help them stay active and stay current on the program. As a result of this, we do provide this grace period. Warranty Forever has paid greater than $13 million in claims since its inception, and we figured out a long time ago one secret that helps this program stand out from the others. If you really want to drive customer retention, if you really want to keep a long-term relationship with your customer, well, the way you accomplish that is not simply by voiding them every chance you get. It's by educating them on the best way to stay active and current on the program. That way, they are committed not only to the dealership, but to their vehicle, and keeping it running at a high standard, which is what the manufacturer recommends in the first place. A few benefits of our program to be aware of. First of all, we strive to process all claims within 30 minutes. Again, it goes back to the fact that we understand and are very sensitive to the fact that when your customer has a problem or they need a resolution for something, they don't want it tomorrow or next week. They want that resolution right now. We strive to process claims within 30 minutes, provide 3 different ways your customer can submit a claim. A, they can call into our 1-800 number at 1-800-810-8458. They can fax it in, or they can go online to our OHMS system, which is our online account management system, and submit a claim through our system without ever having to talk to anybody back in Cleveland. There is no deductible with Warranty Forever. Again, one of the quantifiable differences with our program versus some of the other ones that exist in the marketplace. I've seen deductibles into the hundreds of dollars with this program. With our program, for your customers, they never have to worry about coming out of pocket for one single penny. We do pay posted retail labor rate. Where that comes in handy is sometimes if your customer decides to go on vacation, perhaps they want to take their family to Disneyland, the posted retail labor rate in Orange County, California may be different than where you live. In that case, again, your customer doesn't have to worry. They will be covered. This is not a reimbursement plan, no out-of-pocket costs, and their coverage follows them wherever they go. We calculate our labor time using Mitchell's On-Demand Labor Rate Guide. We do pay by credit card as soon as we're able to and as soon as things are complete with the claim. And one thing you need to be aware of, I spoke a few minutes ago that we don't cover car rental, we don't cover towing, and we don't cover roadside assistance with our program. Again, helping keep the cost of the program down is important, but one thing we can do is we do control all claims within 150 miles of your dealership. So let me give you an example. If you have a customer that's 100 miles away and they have a breakdown that results in a new engine claim, well, in that situation, our service department most likely is going to be more than willing to pay whatever cost that 100-mile tow trip takes to bring that vehicle back into the dealership so that they can take advantage of that $6,000 RO for an engine replacement. But perhaps somebody's 100 miles away and they have a wheel bearing go out. Now, wheel bearing is a stated component that is covered with Warranty Forever. Maybe that's a $150 claim. Maybe every service bay is full, and maybe the schedule is booked for the rest of the week. In that situation, our service department may give that customer the freedom to go ahead and go elsewhere to get the work done on their vehicle. But at the end of the day, we're going to have first right of refusal on all claims within 150 miles of where we're standing. Statistically, 84% of all claims with this program have been paid back to the selling dealer since the inception of the program. So if your customer has a breakdown, most likely they're servicing that car right back here. Why is that important to you? Well, from a selling standpoint, guys, if you're a sales professional, one thing you can be certain of is that if your customer is servicing their vehicle back here at the dealership, the likelihood of you selling them their next car goes up considerably. How much? Well, how about this? In a situation where if your customer purchases their car from you and they only do their warranty work back here at the dealership, the likelihood of them buying their next car here is 14%. But if they do their warranty and their routine maintenance back here at the dealership, NADA tells us that there's a 76% likelihood that that customer is coming back here to buy their next car. 76%, guys. The discrepancy between 14 and 76 is enormous. So basically, every time you see one of your customers back in the service department getting their oil changed, doing their routine maintenance service here, well, you know for sure you have a very strong possibility of selling that next car to that individual. And you guys know as well as I do, repeat business is much easier than first-time business, and you're going to make more money. You don't have to overcome the same objections, and altogether, life is better. Now, I've mentioned a few different times throughout our training here today that we understand that our program not only is different and better than everyone else's, but we can quantify it, and therefore you can quantify it to your customer. One of the things that makes our program stand out and be most different than other programs that exist in America today is our pre-authorization process. Guys, at the end of the day, the pre-authorization process is truly the secret sauce behind Warranty Forever. How does it work? Well, quite simply, there's a couple of things that we understand. First of all, if your customer chooses not to come back to the selling dealership to service their vehicle, that's okay. They can go elsewhere. If they want to go to Walmart, if they want to go to Jiffy Lube, if they want to go to a different dealership, that's okay. We ask them only to do two things in that situation. One, please call ahead to pre-authorize your service with our department back in Cleveland. Again, it's a 90-second phone call a couple of times a year. We're not asking them to jump through hoops or move heaven and earth in order to get this done. Call ahead and pre-authorize, and on the back end, keep their receipts or maintenance records. That way they have proof that at the time of claim that they've done all the things they said they would do. Now, if they come back to the selling dealership back into your store, we don't ask that they do either of those things. In this situation, if they choose to go elsewhere, we just ask them to do a couple of things. Now, our experience has taught us over the years that the first time an individual services their vehicle after they purchase it is the greatest indicator for how they're going to service that vehicle moving forward. In other words, if we get them to come back here for their first service, we have a great opportunity to continue their service back inside of our dealership. But if they go to Walmart for that first service, or if they go to Jiffy Lube for that first service, our chances of ever bringing them back inside of our dealership for service go down considerably. As a result of this fact, back in Cleveland, we measure our success at converting those first-time callers back to the selling dealership after they have called us and made a conscious decision that they're going to go elsewhere. Our folks in Cleveland are the best in the business at doing what they do. Over the course of the last 12 months, we have converted nearly 40% of all customers nationwide back to the selling dealership after they make that first call and that first decision not to come back. I mentioned a few minutes ago the value of repeat business, the value of customer retention, and bringing those folks back. Guys, that statistic is huge. Now, one common question you'll get from your customer is, do I have to call ahead each and every time, even if I go back to the same facility? Well, the answer to that question very simply is yes. And here's why. Like I mentioned a moment ago, we provide the flexibility and the freedom for your customer to go to some place like Walmart or Jiffy Lube. Well, here's the question you ask your customer in that situation. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, do you have the freedom and flexibility to go to Walmart? Sure you do. Does Walmart know anything about Warranty Forever? No, they do not. Do they care if you void Warranty Forever? Well, of course not. Well, in this situation, the individual on the phone back in Cleveland knows everything there is to know about your car, and they know everything there is to know about this program. They are there to help protect you against inadvertently voiding your warranty as we move forward. I promise you guys, nothing will make your customer more frustrated or angry than inadvertently voiding them. If we can protect them against that, it's a victory for everyone. Now, when your customer calls in to pre-authorize, we find out 5 pieces of information from that customer on each and every call. What are they having done to their vehicle? When are they having it done? Where are they going to do it? How many miles do they have on that car? And most importantly, why are they not coming back to your dealership to service the vehicle? Well, your customer in most cases sees us as a third party, so they have no trouble telling us the truth or being honest with us. An example that we oftentimes hear is, I don't want to return to my selling dealership because the last time I was there, I had a bad experience and ended up having to wait 3 hours to have my car serviced. Well, we take that information in real time and deliver that information back to your service department inside of your dealership so that you can take that information and try to convert that customer. I'll give you an example. Sally Smith calls in and says, I'm going to Walmart at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon to get my oil changed. The reason I'm not coming back to your store is because I had a bad experience last time I was there. So in real time, we send that email out that says, Sally Smith's going to Walmart at 3 o'clock Friday to get her oil changed. Last time she was there, she had to wait 3 hours and had a bad experience. Now we have an opportunity within the service department to pick up the phone and call Sally. If I call Sally, I say, hey Sally, Matt calling over at ABC Motors. Want to let you know you're a very valued customer of ours. Looks like it's about time for your routine maintenance on your vehicle. Just want to let you know, if you come back to our dealership to get it done, we'll make sure you're first in, first on, and just for coming back, we'll toss you a free tire rotation and a free car wash simply because we appreciate your business. It's those types of little things that stand out that make all the difference in the eyes of our customers and give us an opportunity to convert what was already a lost customer back into the potentially long-term customer inside the store. And then it goes back to the repeat business opportunity, and the circle goes on and on. Like I mentioned a few moments ago, this pre-authorization process is truly the secret sauce in this program. I promise you, the longer you're around it and the more you understand it, the more value you will see in this process and how it helps you become more successful. Guys, those are the X's and O's of this program. That provides you with your 30,000-foot overview of the program, some of the benefits, some of the advantages, and some of the differentiators that make our program stand out from all of the others in America. If you're in sales, I invite you to stay around for the remainder of the webinar, as now I'm going to talk about some of the best practices that help you take this program and make yourself more successful. I promise you I'm never going to come into your dealership, nor will any of my colleagues ever come into your dealership and tell you how to do your job. We totally understand you're professionals. You go to work, you get out of bed, and get after it each and every day. What we hope to provide, though, is some level of guidance on how you can take this program and put more money in your pocket. I'm not naive enough to believe, no matter how great this program may be, no matter how great it might be for the dealer, no matter how great it might be for your customer, no matter how great it might be for myself and my friends back in Cleveland, if it doesn't make any difference in your world at the end of the day, your level of excitement is going to be capped. But if I can show you how to take this program, put it to work for you, and put more money in your pocket, more food on your family's table, I understand now your level of excitement becomes uncapped. That's what I want to spend the rest of this time talking about. There are a few different point-of-sale materials that I want to cover, and a few different best practices and word tracks that we use, that we have seen others use, to make themselves more successful. Let me start by asking you this. Imagine you're sitting at home. It's midnight. A commercial comes on television for your dealership. Within that commercial, it says, "We are the home of Warranty Forever, where your powertrain components are covered for as long as you own the vehicle. If there were ever to be a failure to your engine, your transmission, or your drive system, they will be covered at no cost to you." As a consumer, what is the first thought that goes through your mind? I can tell you the first thought that goes through my mind is, it sounds like BS to me. What is the cost and what is the catch? Those are the questions that they will ask as well. As a result of that, it's important that we overcome them early and often in the process. Guys, we want to make sure that Warranty Forever is the first thing we talk about, not the last. If you wait till the closing table to start talking about Warranty Forever, you have devalued your single greatest differentiator to a point that you may as well toss them a set of floor mats versus giving them Warranty Forever. Build the value early and often in the process. Again, remember, every car coming from the manufacturer is created equally. What makes ours different is Warranty Forever. Overcome the objection of cost and overcome the objection of catch right from the get-go. How do you do that? Well, I'll tell you a little story. When I first started selling cars, I sold Hondas back in Kansas City at a dealership called Frank Ancona Honda. If I saw you out on the lot, I would come out and do my meet and greet simply by saying, "Welcome to Frank Ancona Honda. I'm Matt. Is there anything I can help you with today?" Well, invariably, you know the answer 99% of the time was, "No, I'm just looking." Well, when my customer would do that, I would literally take a step back from that customer and say, "Okay, great. Well, if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to wave me down. Otherwise, I'll stay out of your way and I'll let you browse the inventory as you'd like. If you have any questions, just hit me up." Only one problem with that, guys. You know what I didn't do? I didn't sell the car. And here's why. Because I didn't build value in my inventory, I didn't build value in my product, and I didn't take control of the conversation. Had you given me a way to get around that, take control of that conversation and be more assertive, I promise you I would have taken it, and I probably would have been a little bit better at selling cars. I got a little better once I figured this out, but have you given me a way around that? I would have taken it. Here's how you do that. Welcome to ABC Motors. I'm Matt. You are? And whatever their name is, that's perfectly fine. Just take it and say, okay, great, Mr. Customer. Let me ask you a question. Are you here today because of our exclusive Warranty Forever program? Maybe he says yes. Maybe he says no. Maybe he says I've never heard of it. But at this point, I don't care what he says, because now who's driving the conversation? Well, great, Mr. Customer. Let me tell you a little bit about our Warranty Forever program. We're so confident in our inventory. We've included a lifetime powertrain warranty on virtually every new and pre-owned vehicle on the lot at no cost to you. The best part is, there is no catch. All you do is the routine maintenance as outlined in the owner's manual and nothing more. Now, in the first 15 seconds I just said hello to that customer on the lot, what all did I tell him? I told him it's a lifetime powertrain warranty. We are the exclusive home. You can get it here. You can't get it elsewhere. There is no cost. There is no catch. And we're on to doing our walk around, building value in our inventory, and doing what you do each and every day. Like I said a minute ago, I'll never tell you how to do your job, but if you use a few of these examples as a way to put this program to work for you, I promise you'll put more money in your pocket. Now, I talked a minute ago about a few pieces of point-of-sale material that we provide you with. By now, you've probably seen some of them around the dealership. Our program benefits booklet is a very helpful resource. If you turn right to the middle of that booklet, it will show you all the stated component coverage that our program covers. There's also a frequently asked questions section within there, and it's a nice general overview for your customer to take home with them when they leave the dealership. We also provide a customer video. Your dealership has this video embedded into their website, and also you can go to YouTube and find it, or go to our website at mywarrantyforever.com to find this video. Guys, I like to use this video when you go to get first pencil. Why at this point? Because what is your customer doing when you're getting first pencil? They're shopping, they're on their phone, they're asking themselves, can I really afford $4.95 a month? All the things that are going through their mind, and none of them are good. None of them help us with our closing of a deal or our process and doing what we do each and every day. So why not build value in your differentiator while you're gone? Play that video for your customer at first pencil. It just takes a couple of minutes. It delivers a clear and consistent message on your behalf each and every time. It's never having a bad day. It's never in a fight with its spouse. It's never hungover. All it does is deliver your message on your behalf each and every time. I promise you that the point-of-sale materials that we have in place are there for your benefit. Everything about this program is very transparent, and there is a why behind everything. One reason why I preach this program the way I do is because that I can answer the question why behind all the questions that come up with the program. And each one of them is designed A, for the benefit of the customer, and B, for your benefit as well. The most important resource that I provide you with is our sales card. I'm sure you've seen the sales card around the dealership by now. I'll go over a comprehensive overview of this sales card when I'm in your store, or one of my colleagues, of course, will do the same if they happen to be coming into your store as well. That sales card, guys, will do 5 different things if you put it to work for you. The first thing it does is serves as a differentiator. When people go shopping for a car on a Saturday, they go to 6 or 7 different dealerships. When they come home at the end of the day, what lines their pockets? Well, you can bet it's a bunch of business cards. But here's the problem. You can't tell which card is which or whose is whose. But let me ask you this. If all of a sudden you stapled your business card to the bottom of our sales card, do you think it stands out from all the others then? Of course it does. Again, we don't want to be like everyone else. Nobody cares what makes us the same. I'm not talking about the car business. I'm talking about life in general. Nobody cares what makes you the same as everyone else. What they care about is what makes us unique, what makes us different. Business card is no different, guys. Staple it to the sales card and make yours different. The second thing is it gives us a talking piece. We're sales professionals. We like to have something to talk about with our customers. The reality is, human nature is when somebody puts something in your hand, you tend to take it. So right at the outset, again, like I mentioned a minute ago, hey, I'm Matt. Welcome to ABC Motors. Are you here because of our exclusive Warranty Forever program? Put it in their hand right then and there for your customer. At that point, they have all the facts, all the figures, and a basic outline of the program right in their hands and in writing. You guys know when something is said, it can be a lie, but when it's in writing, it must be true. And I always recommend to tell your customer, hey, keep in mind this is just the facts and figures about this program. It's not ethical or legal for me to put anything on this card that isn't true, because that would be false advertising. I promise you at this point, you're planting a seed that will come back to help you later. The third thing it does, guys, and this may be the most important part of this entire process, it helps you hold value or gross on the vehicle. And here's how that works. When you're doing your walk around, going around this vehicle, do all the things you've always done. Point out all the benefits. Point out all the features. Why is it best in class? Why is this the right vehicle for your customer? But when you get to the front of that car, do yourself a favor. Pop the hood and remind your customer, keep in mind, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, again, this vehicle does come fully equipped with our Warranty Forever program. What that means for you is your powertrain components, your engine, your transmission, and your drive system are going to be covered for you for as long as you own that vehicle at no cost to you. And then stop and ask that customer, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, if I were to sell you a warranty that covered all those components, how much do you think that warranty would cost you? Whatever number they give you at that point, pull your pen out of your pocket. And I know you got one because every good sales professional does. Pull your pen out of your pocket, put it in your customer's hand, and ask them to write that number down on the sales card. Here's why. What you have just done is create value. What's better, you've created perceived value because it's their number, not your number. Now, when you ask that question, the typical answer you're going to receive is somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000. Again, whatever that number is, have them write it down. Because now, what you've just done is given yourself an opportunity to win a negotiation. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, why are we arguing over the last $500, $800, $1,200 on this vehicle when I'm providing to you a lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost that you yourself said is worth $2,000? The most powerful words in any negotiation are, you told me, because there's only one way out of that deal. So have them establish the value of this program. How does that work? Well, it works because you have done your job to this point to build value in your differentiator. If they truly see the value in it, they will tell you that number, somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000. It's imperative that you have them write it down. Have them write it, not you. Let it be their handwriting. Let them take ownership of that number, and it will come to work for you one more time. The fourth of 5 things that I told you about this card that it will do for you if you put to work for you is keep your competition from poking holes in the program. One thing you can be sure of, your competitors will lie, cheat, and steal their way out of any deal they can to try to devalue your differentiator. Yeah, you know what? I've heard about that Warranty Forever program those guys have over at ABC Motors. And, here's the problem. You got to do all of your services back there at the dealership. If you ever go over by a day or a mile, they void you. There's no grace period. There's a big deductible. Really, at the end of the day, it's more trouble than it's worth. Well, here's the thing, guys. When your competition says that to your guest about your program, you know who they ultimately devalue? Themselves. Do you know who they ultimately discredit? Themselves. They do our job for us. They send them right back to us and right back into a situation where we take control of the sale. At that point, we got the ballgame won. The fifth and final thing this card will do for you is probably my favorite part about this entire program. It's what we call the Stop the Shopper process. It will help bring the Be-Back bus back around to you. And I don't know how long you guys have been in the car business, but I assure you the Be-Back bus doesn't come back around all that often. Here's how it works. When you recognize that you can get a deal done today with your customer, well, of course, close the deal and get down the road to the next one. But if you recognize that your customer is probably going to shop you elsewhere, again, be different than the other guy. Pull the customer aside and say, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I really appreciate you coming out to ABC Motors today. Give me an opportunity to earn your business. It really means a lot to me. I understand you're an educated consumer. You're probably going to shop elsewhere. I don't blame you. Just do yourself a favor. When you're shopping elsewhere, negotiate the best price on the right car, just like you did with me. When you're happy with their price and when you're happy with their car, I want you to pull this card out of your pocket and ask them to include a lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost. If they provide you with anything less, will you come back here and buy the car from me? Now, what are they going to say? No? Apples to apples, all things being equal? My favorite thing about that part is, guys, we weren't trying to take advantage. We weren't pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. We weren't being tricky salespeople. We hit them right between the eyes with logic and sincerity. And here's the best part of that whole deal. When your customer pulls that sales card out of their pocket and asks your competitors to include a lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost, which of course by now you know they cannot do you know what your customer sees on that card? They see whatever number you had them write down on that card as far as what they said the value of this program is. So now in my mind, you better be able to beat the deal I'm getting over at ABC Motors by $2,000, and you better give me a lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost. Otherwise, I'm going back there to buy my car. Guys, that's what I would do. As a consumer, that's what I would do, and so will they. They will have that conversation inside their mind, but the reason they'll do it is because you planted the seed. You put them there, you put it there, and you took them right where you wanted to go. A great sales professional controls the conversation inside the mind of their customer. even when they're not right in front of them. The way you do that is by planting seeds, which the program helps you to do. Those are the 5 things that card will do for you. Again, we'll spend more time on this as we go forward. Myself or one of my colleagues will be inside your store every 60 to 90 days. We'll be talking about the benefits and advantages of the program, training on things, and answering your questions, making sure that if you have any objections, or more importantly, if your customers have presented you with any objections, we will help you find a way to overcome those. That is our job as we go forward. Guys, I will leave you with this. This is just me talking at this point, but this is what I believe. There are 2 things, guys, that separate sales representatives from sales professionals, especially in our business. One is product knowledge. Understand everything there is to know about your product. If you can speak educatedly about your product and cover all the benefits and advantages that your product provides versus what your competitor's product provides, you're a winner. The second thing is perfect your presentation. Every quarter, my staff has a sales meeting back in Cleveland. Our president of our company comes in and starts the sales meeting each and every time by simply saying this: guys, it's one word separated by 2 commas, repeated 3 times. Practice, practice, practice. Practice your presentation, use your skills, take the benefits that this program provides you with, put them to work for you, and I promise you, you'll put more money in your pocket. I appreciate your time and your concentration here today. And again, if you have questions, please know that we will be in the store and we'll be getting with you here in short order. Thanks very much. Have a great day.